The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
It comes from the people who hired us. That's where it comes from. They give us our place. Like me, for example, as a ring announcer, they put me right smack in the center, and they stick a light on over my head in front of me, and that moment's mine. Even, it's 2 seconds, but it's mine, and they give me that moment. So also when Ivelisse is out there, they give her moment, so it's that respect that our executives have for us and our writers that allow for that. I feel the cattiness comes from, the gossip and not giving each talent what the time they deserve. I'm sure there's a lot of gossip that happens with their executives, and that gets thrown around. It's almost, it's kind of nasty, and that doesn't happen with us. You never hear Eric talking about anyone or going behind or tapping me on the shoulder and going, hey, by the way, blah, 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 blah. And I know that happens in WWE.
Oh, all the time.
That does not happen here. We have a certain level of respect. Every girl, every person gets that time that they deserve. And we all respect each other. I respect Ivelisse. I respect Carly. There's a couple of new girls that are in there. We all get along.
I had Melissa on yesterday. I've known Melissa forever.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's one of the nicest people in the world.
One of the nicest people. Not nice in the ring, but she's one of the nicest people.
Hey, Melissa, let me ask you this. You got the first season under your belt, okay? Give me what totally surprised you or maybe you weren't ready for, as it pertains to the wrestling business. After being in there for a year, I know you trained as a wrestler, but now you're working with wrestlers. What was some of the things that really surprised you and you kind of had to learn along the way?
The cutting surprised me. The bleeding.
What did you think? It was fake?
Yes, I don't know what I thought it. Honestly, I didn't know what I thought it was. And the amount of it that comes out of the body, from a cut, I didn't know that. I was like, wow, respect level from here. I always respect them to here,
Well, wait, hold on, Melissa. Let's call a spade, because I'm going to be totally honest.
I would not.
Well, wait, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Is it? First of all, to me, the idea of that is totally insane, totally not normal. I've been in the wrestling for 25 years. Cutting yourself is not normal. So, let's be honest. Is it you respect them, or is it that these guys are just absolutely nuts and will do anything for their art?
They're absolutely nuts.
Nuts.
But the fact that they do that because they want to put on a good show.
Crazy.
Is super, I respect that, there are a lot of things out there that people are just don't understand, I still won't completely understand, really, because I won't do it, but I can have respect for it, okay, cool, I see what you're doing, because when it's right there in your face and you're seeing that blood, the fake stuff I don't think would be the same. It's just so cool. Yeah. It's so cool. I'm finally getting used to it. I used to get really nauseous. Now when I see it, I'm like, all right, I can deal. All right, I'm not getting dizzy anymore. I'm not getting woozy. I'm like, it's okay. They're gonna be okay.
I gotta tell you,
see, it's this cut is this big.
Oh yeah, I gotta tell you, Melissa. I knew that I absolutely. It's funny that you brought this up. I knew that I had absolutely crossed the line in the wrestling business when I was at WCW, and we were doing something, and me of all people actually asked Kevin Nash to cut me. And I'll never forget, Kevin was my friend.
Did you really cut? Did you get cut?
No, but here's the thing. I'll never forget, in the heat of the moment, I asked Kevin Nash to cut me, and Kevin was my friend, and Kevin looked at me, and he goes, what are you, nuts? I'm not going to cut you. And right then and there, I realized you lost it. Now you've gotten in so deep, you got to pull yourself back out. Because again,
so you're kind of absolutely nuts in a way too.
Yeah, I was ready to do it, Melissa. And then I was, and now I think about it, I'm going to be 55 in 2 weeks. And now I look back and I'm like, what was I out of my freaking mind? These lunatics cutting themselves?
But you do it for the fans and you do it for the show. And then at the end of the day, like I don't know, you only live once. I think as a wrestler, I would have maybe ended up cutting myself too,
Yeah.
because it's like you just go in deep, and you're
Well,
like,
listen,
who cares?
you're
Who cares?
not.
Life
Listen
to
to
live,
me.
just cut yourself.
Listen to me. You're not cutting yourself.
Okay.
Do you hear how now you're talking like a crazy woman over here kissing
I'm crazy.
the door.
I'm crazy.
Okay.
The
Hey,
wrestlers got me crazy.
I got to ask you this. I want to ask you, I don't want to mark out. I'm a Lucha fan. I got no problem wearing the Lucha badge. I got to ask you this because I'm going to be honest with you, Melissa. Who would you think was the one guy on that show or girl that I was more impressed with than anybody else? That like I just totally like marked out for as somebody that's been in the business. Who do you think that would be? Because I want to ask you about them.
I don't know. Oh God, there's so many. Sexy Star? I don't know.
No. You want to know who it was who I thought was absolutely fantastic and stole the show every week? Dario Cueto.
I was just gonna say that, actually.
Now, I know the guy's a legit actor. I understand all that. I know a little bit about his background. How was it working with, like, because I'm just curious. You're working with wrestlers, but now you're working with, like, a legitimate actor in the wrestling world. How was that working with him?
I love working with him. It's nice. It's different because I'm also an actress, so we have a different we have different conversations. We're in the back just like talking about our projects, and like he's so in tune with his character, that he's almost like, when he's there, he's almost always that character in a way to me. Like I don't see him outside of that, even when we're talking, But I like him as a human being because we connect on a different level. And as Dario, he's incredible. Like we just shot an episode where I get to have fun, like I get to really act with him. And he's always taking the mic from me if I'm in the ring and he's jumping in there. And he did it, but I fought back this time and it was interesting. I just felt like doing that with him, but I know that as an actor, he's going to give me something back. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like I fought him. I was never scared of Dario, but I was always like respecting him. But this season is a little different. Not saying that people are losing respect for him, but there's some things going on that make him not seem as powerful anymore.
Yeah.
So.
The thing that was cool with me, and I'm glad I got to go there in person, because the thing that was cool with me, like, you're seeing, wrestlers on the show, all night. Then when he comes out, he's like a scrawny guy. Maybe it's his presence and the voice on TV and the look, but when you see him in person, he's a relatively small guy.
He's very small, yeah. He's very thin. Not like anorexic thin, but he's thin.
Yeah.
But he has an amazing voice, and yes, it's his presence and his skills as an actor. He's awesome. He's actually on telenovela with Eva Longoria right now.
Oh, that television show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is he a regular in that, or
he plays like I haven't started watching it. I want to start watching it. I'm actually gonna try to start recording it, but he plays a director and he's like an action and
I'm glad you told me. I'm going to watch the show now just
you
for
have
that.
to. He plays a director on there.
Good for him. That's tremendous. Listen, I'm going to ask you about another individual who's a good friend of mine, but I think he's getting crankier and crankier in his old age, even though I love him to death and I'll always love him, but he's a little on the cranky side. How was it working with my buddy Conan?
Oh, I don't know if he's that cranky. I never really could tell. Conan is super nice. I don't know. Everyone's nice to me. I don't know what they're like with other people, but they're nice to me. Conan, I just feel like I would see him and he remind me of like the Godfather or something like that. Like he'd walk around and and everyone
very knowledgeable, right? Knows everything.
And everyone has a certain level of respect for him. It's very different with him. Yeah. Like Conan talks, everyone listens.
Yeah. Now Ray's over at Lucha now, right? Mysterio. How was meeting him? What was that like?
Super exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting. Just he's such a humble person.
Great guy.
He's so small. I think I'm taller than him.
Really? Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's like
yeah.
5'2". I feel like he's shorter than 5'2", because I'm 5'2". So, but I'm always in heels, so I don't know. He's really nice guy, incredible to watch.
Yeah.
And everyone went bananas like when I announced him for the first time, because people usually they already know if I'm like, from the 5'5", they're already screaming because they know it's Cage, or if I'm saying from Jalapa, Veracruz, Mexico, they already know it's Pentagon. So when I said from San Diego, California, people were still like kind of what? And so I just kind of paused, looked around, I let it linger, and then I said his name. It was crazy.
What
It was insane. You just hear like one, like it was crazy.
was he? Is he go? I mean, I think you could tell us this because I think it will add to the
Mhm.
anticipation. Is he going to be on the first show? Do you know? He's not. Okay.
He's not. He's not.
I got to tell you, here's the thing. I'm a little sad about this, Melissa, and I'll tell you why. I went to Lucha last year when Alberto just came on the scene. And in talking to the fans outside, I was like, oh my God, this guy, he's God to these people. They believed like Alberto Del Rio could walk on water. He was God. Then I saw him in the temple. And he was so at home, and the people were going nuts, and it was also organic, and like this was meant to be. Man, when I heard he was exiting, I mean, I felt bad about that. Now he's over in the WWE, and he's another face on the card, and that was one guy I was really sad to see go. Do you feel the same way? I think he added so much to the product.
He did. You just hear a lot, like he got offered, a certain amount of money to also be at WWE, and I don't know how I would. I've never been in a position where I've been offered like so much money to like move somewhere or do something. I think that had something to do with it, and we do miss him there. People really really missing him, but I feel like people lost a certain level of respect for him and that certain fans. I think because he did like a big old speech about not selling out and like doing this and that, and then he went to WWE and kind of did that. I know, I'm sorry. I mean, that's my opinion.
That's fine. But you know what, Melissa? I got this feeling.
That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
And
Melissa,
to a lot of people,
Yeah,
Alberto, if you're watching this, I love you.
No, that's your opinion.
It's not even about that. It was more like now I see it in the fans, and you can see like if you go online and you just do a little reading, you can see how upset people were.
Yeah.
But
Melissa, I'm gonna say this: having experienced Lucha and having talked with a lot of people and knowing the WWE because I worked there, I'm gonna say this: I don't know when. I think he's going to find his way back. I really, really do. Because, at the end of the day, listen, guys can say whatever they want. Money is not the means of happiness. And when he was in Lucha, the guy was in his element, and it was such a natural fit. And I'm telling you, somehow, some way, I think the guy's going to find his way back. I really believe that.
And because people were really sad to see him leave, and they were disappointed, and people lashed out and stuff like that. And I just feel like now when I did see a little bit of him on like the WWE, and I was like, what is that?
They're wasting him. He's so much better than that.
What is that? Mexican America? Like, I was like, what is this? It's still the cheesy like stuff like that you see all the time, like this stereotyping of every single ethnicity. It just drives me bananas.
Yep.
Like, so you're black, let's make them dance. If they're Mexican, like, I mean, what's he gonna have? Were they gonna hand him a lawnmower? You know what I mean? I mean, like stereotypical type stuff. I'm not saying that my Latinos are not out there working hard and being the best at their jobs, but we're more than just that. Also,
hey, no, Melissa,
we're everywhere, not just hanging next. We're not just like sitting at the hip side of the white man. Like, we are part of America.
Melissa, I got to tell you, I had on my show not too long ago Kenny King. I don't know if you know Kenny King, but he, was working for TNA. He's a black man. a very young, good-looking, educated, well-built, the whole 9 yards. And we got to talk. I had never met Kenny King. It was the first interview. And he turned around to me and he goes, Vince, he goes, no matter, what you think, he goes, you can't write for a black guy. He goes, you're not a black man. You have no idea, what our fiber is and what we're made out of and how we think and what goes through our mind. No offense to you, but that's why black guys, Mexicans, go on down the line. They get stereotyped in wrestling. And the minute he said that to me, I'm like, bro, you're 100% right. You're absolutely right. That's why I got to be honest with you, Melissa. I don't understand why there aren't any women writers in wrestling. Guys can't write for women.
And not only that, well, you know what? In a way, we are actually at Lucha Underground, we write our characters ourselves in a way, because our writers ask. They question, like, do you like this? Like, how do you want to be seen? That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Especially trust your artist. In acting, a director has to trust your actor is going to bring what you wrote in their own way, allowing them to develop that character with the idea that you put in paper, but they bring it to life. That's what allows, that's why Lucha Underground, I feel, is so successful, because we allow the characters to develop organically from the character, from Ivelisse, from Carly. Carly embeds at the lick of death.
Yeah, she told me.
That was her thing, It's not, they didn't say, oh, you're going to do this, and look how amazing it looks, because it's natural, it's organic, and it's not a stereotype. Our women are not stereotyped. They come out, they kick ass. They're not like somebody's like, bitch, sorry. They're not cheesy, hanging off another wrestler for 3 seconds of like, TV time.
You know what all that is?
They wrestle, damn it.
All that. I'm telling you, because I've had him on a couple of times, and I know people. I could tell people immediately. All that stems from Chris, because you have a head writer that doesn't have an ego. A lot of times, somebody in that position, they're the boss. You're going to do what I say. You're going to act like I say. And basically, they're going to make you or break you. A lot of people in that spot are that way. The first time I talked to Chris, I could see this guy has no ego, no agenda. He just wants the best product possible. And that's why, and Carly herself told me how she came up with that. And a lot of that is
genius. Chris is a genius because he allows us to be artists. He allows us to develop. I mean, even though I am the ring announcer, he allows me to do certain things. I'm like, okay, go ahead. Certain facial features, like certain inflections in my voice, like he allows me to be this person, like this bigger version of myself, without telling me, oh, don't do this. Same thing with all the other characters. He allows us to develop that and doesn't stop it because it looks amazing. I'm sure if something looked horribly bad, I'm sure he'll say something, but I feel like he's hired the right people where that's not going to happen. He trusts us. Chris is amazing. There's no ego there. He works so hard, just an amazing human being, and because of that, Lucha Underground will continue for a long time. I don't see, this is, people are saying, oh, this is the make or break season. No, oh my god, wait till you guys watch this. Like, it's
Melissa,
they've gone to another level.
Talk to me a little about this. Now listen, I don't want you to get all paranoid that you're going to tell me something you shouldn't tell me.
I'm not. I'm aware now. Interview. I've practiced enough this year.
I don't want that, but I'm hearing that from so many people.
Insane. It's insane.
Give me just give me a little.
Did you see the trailer?
I have not seen the trailer. Tell me about the trailer. You
have to watch the trailer. Watch the trailer. It's just will blow your mind. Just the trailer itself will blow your mind. You're like, what is this? You're watching. It's history. We're definitely putting a mark. Making people worried.
God, you know
like
what's
WWE.
You know what's amazing about you guys at Lucha? When I talk to people from other wrestling organizations, like they don't even want to talk about the company they're working for. Every time I've had in the last week, you, Carly, Chris, I had Melissa on last night. I swear to God, you guys make me excited about the show. I mean,
it's amazing because we work with amazing people. It's not. We're creatively able to express ourselves, and and no one's stopping us, and it's, we're all we motivate each other, you know. It's just, you'd have to like maybe spend a day at the temple when we're just like, you know, not maybe shooting, you know, and we're working and getting stuff done behind the scenes and stuff. You'd see. I mean, it's incredible. There's a lot of, we support each other a lot there.
Is there any, like, I know, and this has never been done before, but like, I'm the first one to say this, going to Lucha, the huge difference is it's treated like a television show and not a wrestling show. That's the big difference. I've never asked this question before. Usually, you know, with wrestling, like everything, you know, you go over the day of, all the talent gets there early and whatnot. Is there any preparation for you prior to arriving at the building? Are you sent scripts? Are there ever phone calls, sit down? What's the preparation before you ever show up at the temple?
I do get, they send me scripts, so I know what's going on. As far as like, you know, storyline, you know, I'm like, oh, okay. And sometimes something will be like, there was something where I get surprised. I'm like, oh, where's blah, blah, blah. Oh, because of, you know, I can't say a lot, but because, you know, in the prior episode, this person, you know, is out for whatever reason. And now I'm seeing these two people together, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's good for me to know that, because then I know what I'm getting myself into. And then also if there are new wrestlers, because we have some new wrestlers this year, helps me to know where they're from. And you know, I like to build a relationship with the wrestlers so that I know who I want to target when I get to work. Like, hey, what's up? You know, where are you from? And just talk to them. How do you want me to pronounce your name? And because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about presenting the wrestlers and making them just sound like the most amazing person ever as they come out. So I like to have that relationship with them. And then also once I do that, I feel calmer with them in the ring. You know, I don't know. The eye contact is there. We have that connection.
Now, Melissa, those amazing, amazing featurettes that separate Lucha from everybody else, now those are not shot the day of the television.
No, that is all happening as we speak right now. You know,
Melissa, do you know, this will blow you away as you're getting into now more into producing and stuff like that. Melissa, do you know when I was working for TNA, WWE, all those companies, do you know sometimes I used to have to shoot up to 30 vignettes the day of the show? Can you imagine?
How?
And
How can it be quality though?
It can't be. It can't be. And then
soap opera. That's what soap operas do. They'll like shoot like, I don't know, 30 episodes in like one day.
Yeah.
Okay, that was good. All right, next scene, you know?
That's why when I started seeing this stuff on your show, I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? This is freaking unbelievable.
No, because it gets scripts, they work it. I mean, it is like a production day, you know, for just the vignettes and stuff. I mean, we build studio sets, like where you would not even know it. It's going to look like, you know, there's this couple scenes where Pentagon is somewhere and it looks like he's really there, but it's like a set work. We have like a full team and it looks amazing. I didn't even know. I'm like, hey, isn't this the set in the back? You know, and it's incredible.
It's
full
incredible.
on production. And that's the thing, you know, that's what Lucha Underground didn't want to sacrifice was the value, like the what is it called? ¿Cómo se dice, puta madre? Oh, is it a bad word in Spanish? They didn't want to have season 2 just look watered down. You know, they wanted to, and that was reason why it took a little bit longer to have us, you know, come back, you know, because it takes a lot to put on the show. It's costly because they want it to look really good. You know, and sometimes you do have to sacrifice, you know, this season, I think we have a little bit less episodes, you know, and I think it's probably because of that, but you know what? It's amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Amazing. I mean, we're talking about a couple episodes less, like 6 or something like that. But that allowed us to put the same quality out there, have them, I mean, I'm speaking as if I'm putting it out there, but having, you know, Chris and all them put that product out there in the same way or even better than last season. There's so much happening this season. Like you guys have no idea. Like there's so much happening, and it's even shocking to me as I'm reading the script. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, they're not.
How many episodes have you shot so far, Melissa?
I'm sitting there like a major mark too, like, oh my gosh, like.
How many episodes have you shot so far? I know that I think there was just one TV taping, right?
I don't know. TV taping? No, we've shot a lot.
Oh, you've shot a lot. Okay.
We're almost done shooting that season 2.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Melissa, what else? Once season 2 is over, I know you're dabbling in a lot of things now. There's a lot of things in your universe, but is there anything, that you could talk about now that you'll be doing, once Lucha wraps? Anything we could be looking forward to?
soon. I have to get the approval, but I'll let you know once I do get like press release. But there's some cool projects, and it's all like within the Mark Burnett family. So.
Well, listen, if you ever need an assistant, I mean, I hope, I hope you remember your friends there on the way up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Melissa?
Ah, Vince, you're the best.
No, you're the best. And all you guys, I swear to God, listen, man, it's hard. I'm being honest with you. As a kid that started watching wrestling at 12, and I'm going to be 55, and I've worked.
You don't look 55.
Oh, stop. And I've worked at every company. Melissa, I got to tell you, it's hard to get me excited about wrestling. It really is. But when I talk to you guys, I'm like, I gotta see what they're doing over there.
Exciting.
Yeah.
You reminded me of a talk me and Marty Elias had, our referee, one of our refs, and amazing person. And he said to me, he's like, I was almost done with wrestling until Lucha Underground came around. He's like, I was so over it. He's like, I was over the politics and like all the behind the scenes stuff that people don't see. And it's just like, he's like, I'm so happy. He's like, I'm so excited. And then you just feel the excitement, He was actually one of the refs. I think he refed at WOW once too. That's how I had met him. And so it's like a different person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When I met him at WOW, and it was like that's like a completely different Marty than I know now. So
yeah, Melissa, I told Chris, and this is the God honest truth. And I told her, and this is the greatest compliment I could give Lucha Underground, right? I told Chris, this is the truth. I would never want to work for TNA again. I would never want to work for the WWE again. I would love to contribute anything to Lucha Underground. But I told Chris this, and I said this all the time. This is the greatest compliment I could give your company. When I went to the television tapings at Lucha Underground, and I was there, and I was like, man, this is the way it was supposed to be. These guys have the best job in the wrestling business. They have no idea. And I said to myself, as much as I would love to somehow contribute to this, I said, they don't need Vince Russo. They don't need me here. They don't need me around this. The thing they have going here is perfect. That's I mean, it may sound self-serving.
You never say never. Hopefully this, we have a feeling this is gonna be around for a while, so
I think
of Russo here and there.
No, I think now I'm going to put my sights on you're developing this project. I think if I use a little hair dye and beard dye, I could be like the love interest. Maybe that might be something we might want to consider. That might be a little.
Maybe we can make you a cop. It has a lot. It has to do with like corruption, but it's on a different level though. So it's like police officer. So I play a role, and her name is Picante. That's her name. So she has lived a hard life. Was like a stripper, call girl. Then she was a cop before that. So something happened to her, and now she's doing that. She's lived both lives, like the good side and the bad side. Right. So she's kind of like a Michelle Rodriguez kind of type character, but like just a little bit more like fucked up. She's really messed up. Melissa, she's really messed up. She's still a good person somewhere in there, but she's really messed up, knows how to shoot people, and
listen, don't tell me anything you're not supposed to, because you're on video. I can't protect you here. So I want to
No, this is for my project.
Okay, all right.
No,
okay,
that's my project. So I'll just tell you guys, like, basically that's the type of stuff that I'm doing. So that is okay. You guys can hear that, and I haven't told you the name of the project or anything like that, but that is something that I'm working on right now, and we're gonna put together an awesome trailer. I'll let you see it, and we're gonna be shooting it next month. So that's something I'm doing next month.
So Melissa, now
that's my baby. No one's telling me I can't do anything.
You got a full-fledged manager now, an agent, and all that, right?
I've always had an agent. Now I have a manager. He's awesome. He works in talent. He worked in talent development and media artists for a long time. He was an agent also. He's had like some big names like like Ashanti, like big singers and stuff and actors. So he's working on my brand. Yeah, he's getting me some cool stuff.
Oh, you should, because I'm sitting here and I love everything you tell me, but then I'm also I look at you, just your beautiful natural face. It's like you should like be endorsing things. You should be.
We're working on right now on sponsorships. That's exactly.
Yeah, are you kidding me? I mean, come on, man. With a face like that, I'm buying it. So Melissa, before we go, I thank you for joining us. I'm going to say it a million times between now and then, 2 weeks from today, January 27th, El Rey Network. Watch Lucha Underground season 2. Melissa said history is going to be made.
Yeah.
According to everybody I've spoken to, I honestly believe that. And I can't wait to see what's going to be done. Groundbreaking. Melissa, give me anything you want to promote. I know you're on Twitter, Facebook, everything. Give me all that right now.
I'm on Instagram, so Melissa Santos Official. So Melissa Santos Official on Instagram. On my Twitter, it's Miss Mel Santos, so MSMEL Santos. And my Facebook is Melissa Santos, so you can look me up. It's very easy to look me up. Actually, you can, but Melissa Elizabeth Santos, I guess we'll look it up that way. But everything's linked. So if you go on my Instagram, you'll see my link on there. You can just like click. I'll take you straight to my Facebook. Everything's integrated. So
okay. Well, Melissa, thank you for joining us again. I love having you on the show. I wish you all the luck in the world, not only with season 2 of Lucha, but with this project that you're working on. Please
I'm so excited.
Yeah, give me the information as you can, because I'll come on here. I'll talk about it.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'll as soon as the project is done, I'll let you guys know about it, and we're gonna definitely release the trailer hopefully soon as we get it done. But we're excited,
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
It's exciting.
Well, Melissa, listen, don't go anywhere because I want to give you a personal goodbye. But thank you for joining us here today. And there you have it, everybody. The stunning Melissa Santos. Ring announce Lucha Underground, January 27th. We're all going to be watching. I'll see you all next week right back here on Vixens. Take care.
Pro Wrestling's history class is now in session with Back to the Territories. Join host Jim Cornette and J.J. Dillon as they explore Mid-Atlantic wrestling.
Sitting there with his hands like this was Jim Crockett Sr.
3.5 hours of wrestling history told through rare memorabilia and exclusive footage.
Nothing topped Wahoo McDaniel and Johnny Valentine.
Featuring over an hour of lost Mid-Atlantic film footage from Jim Cornette's collection.
The kid from Minnesota. It was going to be something. Ric Flair.
Head back to Mid-Atlantic Wrestling at shootinterviews.com.